Here we go.
Hope that recording is working. Hello, my friends. Christian Schnubel here from
Hello, Christian.
Cyprus. And it's my honor and pleasure to have the one and only Mr. Rolf Beckman live from Sweden on the call. Thank you very much for joining us here on the call, Rolf. And you all know we have an amazing, mind-blowing event coming up on 28th of May here in Limassol, Cyprus, including a firewalk. And the reason why we decided to make this short 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes call is, of course, I got questions on a daily basis about the event, but especially about the firewalk. Now, Rolf, I met many, many years ago in Portugal, where I made my firewalking instructor trainer certificate. And you know me, I was working with Tony Robbins for many years, so we made huge, huge firewalks. But the event in Portugal is still in my mind because that was really, mind-blowing. So, Rolf is the #1 firewalking instructor trainer in Europe. So I'm super proud to have you on the call, Rolf. And as I said, we are doing this short interview because questions are coming in about the firewalk. So maybe may I ask you, for example, first question, how did you get into the firewalk? And maybe you can tell us a little bit about the history about firewalk and why do people firewalk?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me on here, Christian. And nice to see you again.
Yeah.
And we're really looking forward to come to Cyprus and help you with this event, Cyprus Power Day. It sounds like a very important event, I think, the group you have collected. I walked on fire first time in 1983 with Tolly Birkin, whom I later come to work with, and who became my friend, but also always have been my mentor and teacher.
Yeah, since you mentioned Tolly Birkin, Tolly Birkin is like the father of the worldwide firewalking movement. So,
yeah, absolutely. If you're asking me about the history of firewalking, of course, firewalking as such has been around since who knows. It's pre-recorded history. It's the oldest text about firewalking is 4,000 years from India. But it's mentioned in the Bible, it's mentioned here and there. There are still living traditions of firewalking in Europe, in Greece, for instance, that are pre-Christian. There are living traditions in Polynesia. There are living traditions on Hawaii, where they walk on flowing lava. There is evidence of firewalking from all over the globe, and I would think, once Homo sapiens, or even the people coming before Homo sapiens, once they learned how to use fire, I'm pretty sure it didn't take many generations before somebody said, living with a fire for every day, for your warmth, for cooking your food, you also sort of develop a sort of communication with the fire. And I'm pretty sure someone wanted to see, can I walk on this? And they get familiar. Can I dance on this? Can I express myself on this? But these are all old traditions. And what Tolly did back in the late 70s was that he started to use it inside a human potential concept, like for teaching people how to use more of their potential and using the firewalk as a demonstration.
Okay, I think we are back on again. Looks like we had a little technical issue here. Okay, welcome back, Rolf. Thank you very much. We were talking about the history of firewalking. And I'm not sure where you stopped, where we had this technical issue. So if you just continue talking us, telling us a little bit about the history about the firewalking, where you stopped.
Yeah, so we were talking about the contribution that Tolle, Tolle Berkan is often referred to as the person who is the founding father of the firewalking movement.
Was it also Tony Robbins who picked up Firewalk?
Yeah, he learned from Tolle, and so what Tolle did was he took firewalking and put it in a context of human potential, and that's where it's normally done today. Like the event in Cyprus, it's a demonstration of a couple of things. First, I would say it's a demonstration of limiting beliefs, or a demonstration of overcoming limiting beliefs, because it really looks and feels totally impossible to walk on these coals. You're not actually firewalking. I mean, the word is firewalking, but you're actually walking on coals.
Yeah.
But the coals are, I mean, they're hot. Depending on what kind of wood, they're between 400 and 600 Celsius. So they're very, very hot.
Yeah.
I mean, as a comparison, you melt engine blocks at 400 degrees Celsius, and this is often hotter. So it really feels and looks absolutely impossible.
Yeah. I mean,
but it isn't.
That we were always saying, and I remember the one we did a couple of years ago. You remember? Here in Cyprus, I mean, we used the wood, which was not a normal hot.
Lemon. We used lemon.
I mean, that was hardcore, absolutely hardcore, right?
Yeah.
Now, there's one of the questions that's coming in over and over again is, why in the hell should I walk on fire? Right?
Yeah.
So what's the reason behind it? Why should people walk on fire? And why do people firewalking? You mentioned one already. It's to overcome limiting beliefs. And in my opinion, it's also, something where I think it's impossible, but compare it to other things in life, where else don't follow through because I think it's impossible. And then once I've done this, if I'm right, then I think, oh, if I have done this, what else in life can I do where I thought it's impossible? And I think that's actually the reason why we're doing this. Am I right?
Absolutely. I mean, we are so brainwashed by our culture, by our upbringing, by society. We get all this information from the day we are born, who we are supposed to be and what is possible, what is realistic, what you can do, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. That it's hard for us to really find our own true heart, what it is that we want to begin with, right. And then to understand that it's possible to get what you want in life, and so we need different tools to overcome this limiting beliefs that keeps us inside the box. Yeah. Of course, firewalking is all about being outside the box, using more of your potential. Absolutely. So walking on fire gives people a demonstration of that what looks impossible, feels impossible, is not impossible at all. In fact, it's easy and fun.
That's it.
And it gives you this rush of a peak experience, where you can feel you're using a potential that you might not even know that you had. And this is something you take away from fire. For some people, it's a life-changing thing to be part of a firewalking event, and you can sort of never go back to your previous mindset. Absolutely. So it changes, and because of its dramatic form, it changes how a lot of people perceives the world and themselves in this world. Yeah. That's why we're doing it on the event.
I also always hear from other people, who did firewalking. They never forget the very first one they did. And I remember my very first one in 1996. already, I don't know how many years ago, which I did with Tony Robbins in Brussels to this time. And I was scared to death. I was scared to death that I stepped out of the lane because I was scared too much, right? And then I asked myself, why the hell am I here? And that was the main reason why I went there, because I wanted to do this firewalking, okay? So I went back into the lane, and then I took my first step and I went through it. And afterwards, I felt like what you call this peak state. And this is an emotion, a feeling, something you never, ever forget in your life, right?
Of course.
And this is a feeling, an emotion, and a state you can transform into your daily, I call it so-called life struggles, you know, where you remember this because it's such an anchor in you, because you always remember this, that you did it, okay? And many problems you had before, which looked like huge, becoming very, very small suddenly, yeah? Now, let me ask you this question, because we always say it's impossible not to get burned walking barefoot through hot burning coals. Do people actually get burned or not?
People sometimes burn. And the reason they burn is they do not listen to the instructions.
Yep.
They're not paying attention.
That's it.
And the evening is a lot about paying attention.
Absolutely.
And living a life where you pay attention to what goes on inside you and to what actually goes on outside of you.
Absolutely.
And of course, fear is an important part of how the box is constructed.
Yeah.
So fear is normally the emotion that we work with the most when we do firewalk, because it's natural to get scared of the prospect of walking on fire, because we were told that it's, you know, you shouldn't play with fire. But actually, if you know what you're doing, it's very fun to play with fire. And that's what most people feel, because walking on fire on one of the events is, of course, voluntarily. You don't have to do it. You have to choose to if you want to do it. And like 80 to 100% always choose to walk. So it's like they're moving from a very fearful state, most people, into a very happy and a state of celebration, celebrating life, celebrating their own potential, celebrating the dream of who they want to become, since they want to become this person, in a way they already are this person, and it turns into a confirmation. Yes, this is me, this is who I am, I can do this. And it's, you know, people don't look back at their firewalking and they say, I walked on fire like a party story. They said, I've overcome my limiting beliefs. I went through that membrane of fear and it changed my life completely. So it's what you take away from the firewalk that is really important. Not that you have, you know, crossed off something from your bucket list. I have walked on fire, I have done this, I've done that. No, that's not the important. It's what you take away. And what people take away is that, you know, they take away, when they have a problem, when they have a big challenge in life, they say, I have walked on fire. Certainly I can do this. Yeah. Certainly there is a way across this problem that I'm facing now. I know I have it in me. So in that way, it's invaluable, the lesson that most people take away from the firewalk.
I'm just getting goosebumps here. and I can't wait. I'm getting more and more excited every single day. And you know, I see it on the bookings, more and more bookings are coming in every single day. I mean, I'm so honored and so excited to have you and your wife Åsa, of course, in Cyprus on 28th of May. Hey, Rolf, thank you so much for taking the time. I know you are a busy man, and it was really my honor, my deepest pleasure to have you on the call. I can't wait to see you in Cyprus, and I can't wait to see the changes in people's life, because that's what we are going to do. And so again, 28th of May, here in Limassol, in Cyprus. The heat is on. Tickets available on cypruspowerday.com. We still have early bird tickets available, so make sure to save some money and get your tickets now. Again, Rolf, thank you so much. And as I said, I can't wait to see you here. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, thank you, Christian. It was lovely seeing you again and talking to you. And we're looking so much forward to meeting you and the people on the event on May 28th. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you so much. Talk to you later. Thanks.
All right, talk later. Bye-bye.